Hi all, welcome to the video. So a couple of days ago, I think last weekend, I released a video on the Euro 2021. I talked about Femco Bowl, but I also talked about upper body strength in sprinters. And I just want to use this video to just go a little bit deeper into that because it's really, really, really important. It talks about the fact how the body functions, how it shows compensation patterns and how those compensation patterns slow me down. So I want to show you the mistake of how that mentality of upper body strength priority is, and also show you the correct way. So the wrong way and the correct way. So I'll start with the wrong way first. And this is a picture of me 10 years ago. Sorry, it's about back to front there, but this is me 10 years ago competing in the 400 meter indoors. And I just wanted to say there's a lot of right things about this, but there's also a lot of wrong things about this. And it shows the disconnect of too much priority on upper body in this picture and not enough kind of running technique in this, or relaxation for one thing as well. And it means whole lot of other things. But let's go through this picture. I've got, if you notice this, you see my arm action there. I've got a quite exaggerated arm action there. The arms are pumping well. I've got a knee lift there, quite good knee lift there, and it's not bad. But you'll obviously see the kind of the flaws in this running action as well. Is that look at where that arm action is. Look at the actual arm action here and the leg action in what is from your point of view, the left leg there. The problem is there's a disconnect between the upper and lower body. And what I have to do is I give you a bit of background of what my mentality as a 400 meter runner was back then. My mentality was, obviously, I wanted to be the fittest I could be. I trained hard. I did a lot of lactic work. But I also was getting into just first couple of years in personal training, gym instruction, and I wanted to increase the strength in the gym to improve my sprinting, because I thought if I got stronger, then I'll get quicker. I think weights is beneficial, but there's a lot of kind of caveats to that as well. So I also thought I prided myself on my upper body strength with my kind of physique upper body. I thought as well that if I made myself stronger up front, that I'd be able to pump my arms and get quicker. So that was the format. And so you can see there that I didn't so much do loads and loads of upper body work. In the way is because my upper body was able to develop a lot more strength and a lot more bulk and development than my lower legs. My lower legs, I struggled to get the same amount of development with my legs, probably because of the amount of running I was doing as well and the lack of recovery. But my upper body I had no problems in building a little bit of development in my upper body. And you can see as my physique there it's not the proper 400 meter physique. It's actually almost decathlete look, and it's almost sprinter look. And I prided myself, if I had big upper body strength, and I'd worked on my kind of where my strengths were, then I'd be able to get quicker. And this kind of picture is an element of that thinking. I thought, there's me pumping my arms, thinking that these would let my legs go quicker. The problem is that that's not entirely true. And what you see is a lot of isolated upper body work here that I'm doing in the gym, but not enough kind of blending in cohesion with the lower legs. And this is why I think a lot of kind of all body things like cleans are really, really important in terms of gym instruction and stuff like that, to get the whole body working together. But what you see there is an overemphasis on arm action, but it's not going down into the lower leg action. That left leg that, as you see there, in a proper running action, should be out here. Okay, so you can see I'm sure you can see the disconnect of quite a pronounced arm action here, but it's not going down there. Now, a lot of sprint coaches will come on, well, I can actually, you obviously weren't doing the right drills and stuff like that. You weren't doing enough bounding. You can correct that. Well, yes and no. I'm sure there's some actual drills that can help with that, but the simple fact of the matter is you're missing the point. To get that cohesion in there needed relaxation. For me personally, I was too emphasis on strength training, getting strong, and I was doing a lot of legs weights, by the way. I was by no means concentrating just on the upper body. I was doing a lot of leg weights. But you can see the problems with there's disconnect between upper and lower body. That doesn't come about by doing bounding and proper drills. There's a compensation pattern up here Me being be activated. I got myself tested through the be activated system and showed that this upper body was doing the work of the hips, and it does that. The compensation patterns where this was overused and not enough emphasis, these hip muscles weren't doing the job, and that's what you get when you get a kind of a compensation patterns as you got in here. Too much emphasis on the upper body getting this strong, too much emphasis on strength training, and not understanding the fact that the compensation patterns, that doesn't matter how much glute hip thrust, how much strength exercise, how many drills you do, if you've got compensation patterns in there, you strengthen the compensation patterns. You do not change the muscle firing pattern of that body. So what you've got there is too much emphasis on upper body. I was training hard as well. I had not got into relaxation yet. I had not actually embraced the powers of relaxation. I didn't even know about the powers of relaxation there. But you can see that's not going to create a powerful running stride. The thing is that you often think, well, that's just you, Andy. But you see it in top level athletes, and I saw this at the weekend as well, probably not as pronounced at this, but we saw bulky athletes with upper development having the same mindset as me, you get bigger, you get stronger, you run faster, which again, there's a lot of caveats to that. I'm sure strength training can help, but you have to have relaxation with it. You can see that all this was going on in the European indoors last week from highly elite athletes. That emphasis on strength and bulk, it doesn't always convert into proper sprinting times. It turns into, if you've got that, again, you've got that mentality of strength and upper body, you're going to pump these arms too much, and it's not going to convert down into here. This is an element of too much, not enough priority of relaxation. You can say all the drills and stuff like that, and the strength exercises. The real reason why that is not happening is because of relaxation. Now, and that left leg should be coming back here. That's the proper stride. And I showed my posture should be a little bit, probably a little bit higher as well. It should be better posture. I'm reaching forward a little bit too much. But the disconnect there is not creating a strong stride for me. So I want to go to what is right. Now, again, it comes with a caveat there. We're talking about one of the greatest athletes that's ever lived. Okay, I understand that. Okay, but what I'm saying is there's a lot of things to learn from this. So we got Seb Coe. Additionally, he's running, I think, the 1500 meters here in 1984. So his pace that he's going at is different from what I'm doing there. But you can still see the running action there. Look at where the arm is. Look at the relaxation in the arms. The arms are efficient. There's no pronounced arm action. They're efficient. And the running in motion. You can see the powerful stride he's got there. And that's through talent. I'm not sure if he emphasized relaxation, but I think he incorporated relaxation into his running. There's a lot of talent in there that he's just got a great running action. But yes, I'm not comparing the abilities of me against this athlete. What I'm comparing is the running action, and this can be taught. If you incorporate relaxation into your sprinting, you get a unity. The body moves as one. What you got in my previous picture was me running without relaxation. Too much tightness, too much emphasis upper body strength, too much emphasis on the strength training that, that's going to give me the speed. Not necessarily. What you've got here, because there was a disconnect with upper and lower body, that comes with tightness, that comes with compensation patterns. What you've got here is no compensation here. You've got efficient running style that can be taught. Never mind the caliber of this athlete, Seb Coe. We're talking about the actual running action can be taught. And look at where his leg is. That's a powerful, efficient running style. And you saw very similar something coming from athletes like Femke Bol, like Keely Hodgkinson at the weekend, which is great to see. A kind of efficient running style. There's no pronounced arm action there. There's efficient arm action. You saw it in Del Ponte as well, coming out the blocks. If you notice her when she in a 7:03 at the weekend, coming out of the blocks, her arm action wasn't pronounced. Everything was moving in there. It was very limited, her arm action coming out of the blocks, but the bounds and the power coming out of the blocks was just superb. It was just the body working as one unit, working. And that comes from relaxation. That comes in, she found her flow state, accidental or deliberate, but she found her flow state in that. That's why she ran. Her body was running as one unit. This is an athlete with a running action, running. There's no disconnect between upper and lower body. There's just an efficient running style, the body moving in one unit. So what I was trying to say, if I go back to my picture here, is that I found that when I did the Be Activated system, I got myself tested. I noticed that I would come back to compensation patterns in the upper body. This is the kind of idea of what happens when compensation patterns hit the body. This is how the body works. Compensation patterns can really, really go as extreme as the jaw and the upper body is doing the work of the hips. Be Activated shows that through initial muscle tests that the hips can't move, the psoas can't work, the hip muscles can't work without these muscles, the upper body, tense. So one test I do is actually do a compensation pattern test, is when I get the athlete or the client to tense up their arm as they're lying on a plinth, to get to tense up their arm, really tense up their kind of contralateral arm to their leg. And I do a leg test, and it only works when the arm is tight, when you're clenching up your arm. That means when I relax the arm and I do the leg test again, it collapses. The leg collapses because there's no strength. That's how compensation patterns work. This is what compensation happens to the body. Too much training hard, not enough relaxation in there, not enough breathing, and a disconnect with upper and lower body. So this is why I'm promoting Be Activated is really important. You should find a Be Activated therapist near you. You can go to 3000stories.com, beactivated3000stories.com. You can go and find that, Google that, and you'll find different Be Activated practitioners. And you'll see not just in athletes, but how the Be Activated has changed people's lives through them at any age. I prioritize Be Activated on athletes because I'm passionate about athletics, track and field, sport, improving sport performance, but Be Activated has worked across there. So I'd actually advise you to actually go into 3000stories.com, have a look at how Be Activated has changed people's lives. You can go to do a short introductory course as well on trying out from Doug Heel, the pioneer of Be Activated, and actually go and do the test, the muscle activation, and you get a background of what he's talking about, how stress hits the body. That was a stress hitting the body. I had not incorporated relaxation into my running. I had not been taught it, and I'd just gone through the same training dogma of training hard, doing the lactic work, doing the thing, just getting strong in the gym, without thinking that I'd missed an important aspect that was going to bring more unity to my body. You've got to have the body working as one unit. And the only way to make sure compensation is banned is to actually bring relaxation to the body. That's when you get the body moving as one unit. That's when all the muscles switch on. That's why I'm such a proponent of Be Activated, and that's why I believe relaxation for sprinting, for 400-meter running, for any kind of running is so important. So what I'd advise you to do, I'm not affiliate of 3000stories.com. I don't receive any money from it. So I'm just saying, just go there. I'm looking for you to improve your sports performance. That's all I care about with these videos. So 3000stories.com, go there, educate yourself on the Be Activated treatment, get a background of how it changes the human body for the better. And hopefully this video gives you more background on what the aspect of just, if you're an athlete with just upper body strength and you're looking to get strong upper body, you need to get relaxation first before you to use that power. One thing I'll add, when I was looking at the athletes, you can see the way the athletes, the bulky athletes, the developed athletes, and the way they walk, the way they stand, it's certainly ego driven, the way they stand and the way they think that they should be upper body. There's also an ego driven of just thinking this looks good as well. And the athletes, you'll see them how they walk, how they pronounce with a pronounced style, how they can see the emphasis, how much they prioritize the upper body in their mind, as well as how they think it will improve their sprint performance. So if you are trying to develop your upper body strength, do it, but you've got to have that relaxation to utilize that upper body power. I'm sure it does, it increases, but you don't want to isolate your lower body. You want the body to move as a unit. That's the number one thing that you must get across. So hopefully that video was helpful. It was a long one, but I just wanted to give you more background on upper body strength and how certain our ideas can really kind of be misled in some way, and we need to bring ourselves back to who we are and the proper priorities. So please like, please share the video as usual, and see you in the next video.